Hello children, today we will continue this Forest Our Lifeline and today's our topic is interdependence of plants and animals. Children, as you know, forest is a home of many types of plants and animals and microorganisms. The various organisms are interconnected and together form a biotic community, or we call that biota. Okay, what we say? Biotic community or biota. Or biota. Okay, all these plants, animals and microorganisms. Children, all animals depend on plants for food, as we know that plants are producers. So all animals, they depend on plants for food directly or indirectly. For example, I am telling you, rabbit eats what? Carrot. Carrots are eaten by rabbit, and rabbit is eaten by, in jungle what we see these things, rabbit is eaten by fox and fox by leopard. So we can say leopard is indirectly depend on plants. Fox is indirectly depends on plant. Rabbit depends directly. Okay. Is this clear? This chain that forms in nature is called food chain. What do we call such chain? Food chain. We call it food chain. A rat eats in the same manner. A rat eats grains and plants. A snake eats a rat and an eagle eats a snake. This is another example of food chain. So in this, green plants are producers. All green plants are producers. They are what? Producers. Like here, carrots and grains, they are producers. Okay. Producers, they can produce their own food, and the animals depend on them are called consumers. As they cannot produce their own food, animals which depend directly or indirectly on green plants, they are called consumers. Consumers. Children, like I told you, carrot. So it's a green plant, it will come on green plant. This is what? Producer. Carrots are eaten by rabbit. Rabbit is first consumer. We say first consumer. And first consumers, they are always what? Herbivores. Okay. Rabbit is eaten by fox. This is what? Second consumer. Second consumer. Second consumers are what? Sometimes they may be carnivores or herbivores. They can be herbivores also. Here fox is carnivore. And then like lion, leopards, they are tertiary. These are secondary, these are tertiary. Tertiary consumers. Okay. These are secondary consumers and these are tertiary consumers. These are tertiary consumers. And children, what happened? So this is what? Food chain, as I told you. And what happened when lion die? When lions, they die, They are attacked by microorganisms like bacteria and fungi. What do? They decompose the body of the lion, fox, rabbit, and also plants. And what happened? The nutrients again come into the soil, and these nutrients are taken up by the plant for the growth. Okay. So I have told you what about food chain. Is this clear, children? That decomposers, when animals die, their bodies are broken down by decomposers such as bacteria and fungi, and they become a part of the soil. This makes the soil fertile for the growth of plants. These plants again become food source for the animals. Thus, the food chain goes on and on. Food chains are simple representation of energy flow. Energy flow, as you know, plants, they for synthesizing the food, they need what? Sun, or we say light energy. This energy transferred to the carrot. From carrot, this energy transferred to the rabbit, to the fox, then to the lion, and then again this is decomposed by the, these bodies are decomposed by the decomposers. Okay. So food chain are simple representation of energy flow in nature. They exist everywhere. Such food chain is going on in the sea, in the oceans, in the forest, everywhere. Okay. In the pond, grassland, desert, mountains, everywhere these food chains are going on. Now children, one more. Several food chains that exist in nature are interconnected. Now second type of I am going to tell you, we call that food web. There are, children, we cannot say that rabbit is only eaten by fox. Rabbit can be eaten by other animals also. Okay. So several food chains that exist in nature are interconnected. For example, both rat and a hen eat grain. Grains are there. These are grains. Okay. Grains are eaten by both rat and hen. Hen is also eating it and rat is also eating it. Okay. Both a rat and a hen eat grains. Both of them can be eaten by a cat. Hen and rat both can be eaten by cat. Okay. A cat can be eaten by bigger animals such as wolf. Cat can be eaten by wolf. Okay. However, a wolf can also eat a hen. This wolf, this eat hen also. Okay. Eat a hen and a rat directly. Is this clear? They directly eat. So the wolf is eating hen, cat, rat, small animals. There also exists a more complex representation of energy flow in nature, which is called food web. So this is a kind of food web. Food web. Okay. As it appears like a web that a spider spins, we are also a part of a food web. Just you children see frog. A wolf is eating rabbit also. Wolf is eating rabbit. Rabbit is also eaten by lion. Just you see all are interconnected. Deer. Deer is eating grass. Deer is eating grass. Deer is eaten by lion. Okay. Grass is eaten by grasshopper. Grasshopper. Hopper is eaten by frog. Frog is eaten by snake. Frog is eaten by snake. Snake is eaten by some other animal like peacock and all. Okay, so this way just you are seeing a web is created. Okay, this is a complex representation of energy flow in nature. This is called food web, as it appears like a web that a spider spins. So we are also a part of. After food web, children, we are going to discuss how plants, they are also useful, how animals depend on plants. Trees are there. Trees, they give shelter to many animals. Like trees in forest provide shelter to animals such as chimpanzees, monkeys, gorillas, snakes, chipmunks, birds and squirrels. Second, children, very important thing, many natural elements are like wind, sunlight and rainfall. Like trees absorb the harmful effects of natural elements such as I told you, sunlight, wind and rainfall, and this way they protect the trees, protect the animals. Okay. Next is several insects, and first I told you how trees protect us. Second is several insects and birds become agents that bring about pollination. Up here I am going to tell you how trees depend on plants. Okay, so several insects and birds, they become agents that bring about pollination of flower. Pollination is very important for plants. Okay, so pollination is done by many insects and birds, thereby assisting in fruits formation. After pollination, what takes place? Formation of fruits. Butterflies, bees, wasp and hummingbirds are important agents of pollination. Number 3, seeds of several. Up now fruit is formed. After fruit, what seed? Children, if seed will not, dispersal of seed will not take place, what will happen? At one place all the plants will grow and they will not survive at all. They will not survive. So the dispersal of seed is very important. Seeds of several plants depend on animals for dispersal, which is important for the survival of those at far off places. Just you see, just like this place, the mangoes are growing, and if the seed will disperse from dispersal of seed take place and it goes to far off place along with the animal, so in that place also that plant will grow. So it is very important, dispersal of seed. Okay, the survival of these different kind of plants at far off places. Animals such as monkeys, chimpanzees and birds eat fruits along with the seeds. These animals keep moving from one place to another. The seeds of these fruits that they eat come out with the excreta. Okay, excreta, all you know. And get scattered to distant places. Thus, animals help in the dispersal of seeds. Okay, children. So that's all.